So back when I was working at this one place, security, I heard "Why did the chicken cross the road?" and knock knock jokes. I wondered to myself why these kids knew these jokes. This thought led me to believe the parents are brainwashing their kids with unfunny, and stupid jokes since birth. Children are being programmed with useless things even before school and taking that uselessness to school and teaching other children. It's a vicious cycle, just like abuse. I saw a shirt that said, "Swag strikes back," and pretty much yelled inside my head, "Are you fucking kidding me?" If you have to question why I thought what I did, I may have to reevaluate our friendship. Just saw this while typing. It should instead read, "Swag the Idiot Menace." The Phantom Menace. Get it? Do ya? Eh? Because I fucking hate episode 1, 2, and 3. They're fucking garbage. If you deny it, you're fucking garbage. You're probably just so obsessed with the show that you just forgot what quality was. Oh, but the graphics are so good. Graphics don't make a good movie. Then again, you would probably try to convince me otherwise. Storyline's crap. She's dead, and you killed her. No, I don't swing that way, bro. That was fucking garbage. So I was kind of interested in the clones, but really, Jango Fett? Oh man, everyone loved Boba Fett. Let's give him a cool background. Oh, he's actually just a clone. Grats. Boba Fett is now just one of a million. Instead of shitty Stormtrooper armor, or clone trooper armor, he now has Mandalorian armor. Where did my cool Boba Fett go? He's not even Boba Fett. He's Jango Fett with a different fucking name. He just wasn't sped up during birth. You're a fucking joke. What happened to the Star Wars that I used to know? You should go watch that. I forgot who it's by, but it's a Gaudier remix. Not a remix, but a what's it called? A parody. Yeah, go watch it. It's Star Wars that I used to know. It's fucking hilarious. I was once working at the same place I've been mentioning in the past, and one day a youth group came and started singing songs. At first I was like, that's pretty interesting. Not something I see it every day. And they were pretty good. And then I started hearing the lyrics and I was like, oh right, you're a religious group. So fucking annoying. It's like passively trying to convert people with singing that can passively sway emotions to convince you to believe what they believe. That's what that is. They might not do it consciously, or they do, but it's mostly subconscious. And that kind of shit, it frustrates me. Because it's like, I'm fucking tired of brainwashing. Like, seriously, get the fuck out of my face. Moving on. People aren't born with personalities or individualism. They haven't experienced enough yet. That is a fact. All babies generally tend to act the same. The moment they open their eyes, they begin learning. That's why I don't care about abortion or fighting to keep the unhealthy ones alive. If you respond with something along the lines of, what if you're one of those aborted children, then I have a question to you. What if giant zebras started a galactic war against pumpkins and gingerbread houses? If you don't understand why my question was relevant to this conversation, then we are on the same page now because I believe your question is irrelevant to this conversation. Reason being is this. I wouldn't know because I wouldn't be alive, nor would I care. Stop thinking about things that don't exist. 1 second. Okay. On a similar subject, when babies are born, they don't think with words. The people around them teach them how. Following this line of thought, it's possible to completely mold a child for a certain thing or to think in a certain format. Example, don't speak to it while raising it. Only communicate in the form of writing. No words or writing, instead hands-on learning, showing instead of telling. Oh wait, We can't do that for some reason. We can't do that for the same reason we can't use humans as test subjects, right? Inhumane or something like that. I love crippling the ability to learn. Nom nom nom. Honoring a memory. I have no problem with that. I talk to my dead friend Jimmy all the time inside my brain or out loud. Because you know what? He was a very good friend. He was probably one of the only friends I could talk to. And so now I just kind of talk to myself. Moving on, I have no problem with that. When you make it into a tradition that cannot be changed or improvised with either advances in technology or simply a more efficient method, or even make exceptions, makes me infuriated. What brought this along was an old building. Because it's a historic monument, they can't repave the road, really. Like, they can't repave the sidewalk of sorts. Well, they have to if they get broken, but they can't, like, put in tables or chairs, or they can't change the old piping. They can't update the signs or menus or anything like that. They just can't do that. Except for, like, changing it based on inflation, where they have to raise the prices. That's the only time they really change it. It's like, what the fuck? Like, people are so hooked on tradition and what they remember, they don't try to improve what they can, you know? Sure, I keep all my old shit. I'm a pack rat. But you know what? I don't still use my PlayStation 1 just because I'm like, oh, yeah, it was like the best system ever created. I'm not going to get a PS3. Man. But I do still play my PlayStation 1 games because, you know what? They're the fucking best. If you ever disagree, you don't know what quality is. You need to go reassess your life. That was a joke. No, it wasn't. From what I've noticed is that human bodies demand a cleaner environment the more developed its society becomes. Examples are germs, covering your mouth and nose, washing hands, cleaning floors. Yet these germs humans are so afraid of have lived for millions of years. The more protective we make the more protected we make ourselves, the thinner our calluses become. If you've ever seen War of the Worlds, it's all about learning to protect themselves so much with technology that they cannot fend off the germs of our world. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch it, I guess. But basically, it's aliens invade our planet, trying to take it over. And since they're from it's kind of different because they're from a different planet. They haven't experienced the germs and microorganisms on our planet, and eventually it like infects their technology and their bodies, and they all end up dying because of it. That's what we're gonna be like. Eventually, our own bodies, like fucking bubble people. Oh, look, this baby was born without immunities. Let's have him live in a bubble his whole life. And so let's have him have children that have no immunities. That kid just spawned War of the Worlds on our world without being involved in other planets. Pretty fucked up, bro. That's what it's turning into. We're getting more and more fucked up, and we could provide better stuff for third world countries, but we don't because it's not financially responsible for us to use our money for things that aren't going to benefit us. Fuck, I love being selfish and greedy. But then again, it's just, we can't do it because the whole world is just going to be like, oh yeah, we should all do this. That's the problem, because each person thinks individually. Each person thinks for their own country. Each person thinks for their own selfish desires instead of those of others. Stuff like that. Anyways, stories playing in my head full of what-if scenarios, the things I would do, the feelings we would have, the past, the future, regret, happiness, things that will not happen. I won't try for them either. I just like watching the movie, remembering those times, the friendship, wondering what it's like to be that age again. What were you thinking? What are you thinking? I doubt you even have those kinds of thoughts. Hardworking, diligent, cute, without even realizing it. Then I imagine what happens after you realize what was in front of you wasn't what you thought it was. It was more everything you wanted, how long I've been there, how much I held back because seeing you happy was all that mattered, how you wanted to make up for all that time lost for the rest of our lives. And then it all comes back to how terrible a person I am. But even so, I enjoyed the movie. was I thinking when I wrote that one? I think I know, but I'm not sure. It's kind of doesn't even make sense anymore. That's not even how it should have been formatted. Like I said, I think in weird ways. A baby and its mother, specifically my child and its mother, my wife. It's all about happiness, personality, holding each other in our sleep. I don't care about people's kids unless they're mine. Because, sure, I can affect other people's children, but I don't have the ability to tell that child what it should and shouldn't focus on in learning and its way of life. That's up to each parent's. So, I don't give a shit, because their parents will be like, don't listen to him, or do what I tell you, stuff like that. Anyways, we're done for now.